Do that. All right. Okay. I think we're on for real. I think we're good. Let's see. Yep. All right. Hello, everyone coming on. Welcome to episode 7 of Q&A with Big J. We're going to wait for some folks to get on here. This is the one you were waiting for. We had a false start a couple hours ago, just testing out some stuff, which our test failed, to be honest with you. So we're not live on our website. We're just live on Facebook. We've taken questions, got some email questions we're going to go through. We're going to, let's see, questions. I'll go through those as we get there. We have the comments that'll be up so you can ask your questions live. We got little Jay over here. I'm going to turn my screen, check it out. There he is. He's taking questions. You see all my shades dolls in the back. Look at that. It's a pile of shades. That's what my office looks like before camp starts. We're 5 days out, really 4.5, but we're 5 days out. We're so excited. As you can tell by my voice, I'm so excited for camp. I'm very excited for camp. We're going to have a great summer. We have so much buzzing around the office and doing some great stuff. Let me pull up my comments here so I can see what's going on because I want to keep trying. Hi. Hey. So Jay will watch him. I'll look at him too. He'll kind of prompt me as we go. And we'll start. So a couple things I want to mention. One, all of the info that you need to know about camp this summer has been published in our 2021 parent guide. All right, and that's a living document that we've shared out. I'm actually going to throw up the link again here. Anybody who has a link can view it. It's got a ton of information. It's includes all the normal info we send out with our welcome letter. So when you look on the first pages, it's all the stuff you need to know about campus contact information, phone numbers, emails, how to drive on campus as far as traffic patterns, getting ready for camp, what to wear on campus, off campus, footwear, swimsuits, towels, other things to consider as far as having a change of clothes, talking about everyone being fully potty trained, clothing labels, which you can still order. They won't get to you by the first day if you order them now, but you can get them and pop them on in the first week. The end of the first week, they should get to you. Or you can just use a Sharpie. Laundry marker works. Talks about sunscreen, talks about backpacks, water bottles, lunches, and we're going to talk a lot about lunch today. It's one of my favorite topics. So we'll talk about lunch and go over our normal brown bagging it from home, our brown Baguette catering program, and our weekly pizza parties. Give you as much information as we can there. We'll talk about snacks. We actually just ordered the snacks. They're great this year. I can give you some varieties. I can sneak them out, and we'll do that. And then after those first, it's like the first 7 pages of the parent guide talk about the things you need to know coming out of, the beginning of the summer. Nicole, thank you for saying that. We worked hard on it. We usually make it a little bit even more organized, but this year there was so much content that we had to put it out that way. But we appreciate that. Okay, so I want to take a couple of questions here that we got via email. Let's see. The questions about pickup time and then group names. So, the thing about pickup times and group names, that's all pretty standard. So let's go through it quick. And then I will still answer your email, Katya, who sent this, if you're watching the video later, but I'll still answer your email. So pickup time, normal pickup at camp, most families pick up their kids between 4 and 5 p.m. The camp day doesn't end really till 5 o'clock though. So during that last hour of camp, in the past, we've had something called wind down. And that's when we've shown the kids a film on a big movie screen, usually in our auditorium or gymnasium. That program's shifting to something we're calling club hour. And we've always had clubs at camp, or at least over the past 10 years or so. Clubs are optional programs that are led by staff based on their expertise and interests. We have some built-in ones in nature and music. We have a cooking club, even though we're not going to be, cooking with, heat or anything like that. It's cooking without actually cooking. but we'll also have chess club and music club and dance and theater and all kinds of stuff like that. It depends on the campus though. So that's going to happen between about 3:30, 3:45, and 4:45. But you can start picking your child up during that time. You don't have to let us know about an early pickup unless it's before 3:30. If you're picking up before 3:30, you need to let us know just so we can have your child ready. Um, and and that's important so that we can, expedite the dismissal process for you. If you come unannounced, it's going to take some time because depending on where they are on campus, if they have to wash up, get their gear, we have to get them signed out, all that stuff. It takes a little bit of time depending on what's going on. Also, make sure when your child is traveling off campus on a trip or swimming and bowling, you'll know your schedule so that you're not trying to come pick up when they're not back from the trip. We'll update you through the Campagnon app with micro posts, which are basically like one-way texts that'll give you updates on trip arrivals and dismissals, things like that, ETAs, stuff like that too. The other question was, how do you know what group you're in? So the groups are pretty simple. They're based on your grade. And you're going to get an email probably later today or tomorrow, depends on the exact moment I get to it. I'm trying to find my list here. Bear with me 1 second. I have it over here. So just to go through group names with you. And we're going to get to all these questions coming through in the comments. I'll take a second if there's any that I have to answer live if Jay's not getting them from. He's typing as fast as he can. I promise he's typing as fast as he can. Let's get this going here. I think we're going to continue these Q&As next year. But we're going to get like that live streamy kind of cool stuff going on. Here we go. As I click through everything, folks. So if you're in Tiny Tots are current 3 and 4-year-olds. The cutoff between Tiny Tots and Kinder Camp is really if you've been to pre-K or not. So if you've completed pre-K, generally you'd be in Kinder Camp unless you've made a special request to keep your child in Tiny Tots. So if you're a pre-K graduate, kindergarten graduate, you're in Kinder Camp. If you are 3 or 4 years old, not yet finished pre-K, you're Tiny Tots. So that's your first one right there. When we get into our grade groups, some campuses have grades that are combined. For example, 1st and 2nd grade sometimes get combined, 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th grade together, and then 7th and 8th grade are always combined at every campus. But you could have separate grade groups. It depends on enrollment, depends on how we've grouped the campers, but in general, the names of the groups. And maybe, Jay, we could type these out as we go. You know what? I have them right here. I'm going to just pop them in there, but we'll talk about them. So this is group names. Here we go. So we've named our groups after local mascots from local colleges and universities. So we have 1st grader Bulldogs, 2nd grader Bears, 3rd grade Rams, 4th grade Panthers, 5th grade Knights, 6th grade Lions, 7th and 8th grade Seawolves. That's where I went to school at Stony Brook. And 9th grade is our C2 program. They don't have group names because they actually get assigned to younger groups. So if you have a 9th grader, they're going to be part of the C2 program. They'll get their assignments once camp starts and they get oriented to everything. This is the grade, yes, Nicole, the grade that they just completed, the one they're coming out of now. So for example, my younger one, Macy, she's 4, almost 5, but she finished pre-K. She's in Kinder Camp. My daughter, Layla, who just finished 2nd grade at camp. She had a grouping waiver this year, though, so she's going to be with her 3rd grade friends. And if you're still looking to do a grouping waiver, you got to get those in ASAP. We're going to cut that off probably tomorrow. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, if you have friends in an older or younger group, you can request that they get moved up or down. You just got to fill out a 1-page form, something that we have to do because our legal team makes us so that you just identify that it's a different group, different ratio of camper to counselor, different trips, things like that. Nothing major going up or down a grade at camp, but just so you have it. So let's check these other questions here. I'm going to mark this one for me to answer later. We had some great questions come in advance. Let's see. Okay, here's something from Jamie. So great question. She's from the Williston Park campus. Yes, you're in kinder camp if you're 5. You do not need a COVID test before camp. This has been kind of a question that's come up. We are not requiring testing of campers or staff for COVID. So the only exception to that is if you don't fill out your pre-arrival screening. That's a one-page form in your Camp in Touch or Campagnon account that you fill out the night before camp. So if you're starting Monday, you're going to fill this out Sunday night or Monday morning before you come. That's based on the past 2 weeks' temperatures and symptoms and everything else, but it's based on your recollection. You don't have to record temperatures or record symptoms. It's just going to ask you for some questions. It asks if you had a recent COVID test, just because some people have. And if you did have a test, we'd like to know the results, but you're not required to have a test. There are some exceptions if you're traveling out of state. If you're not traveling outside of any contiguous state with New York, it's different than if you're traveling by air or if you're going international. If you have a question about that, email info@campsforus.org. There are still requirements for international and non-contiguous state travel. Contiguous meaning they're land borders with New York. So we'll check that out with our health director. You'll get information you need if you have some travel, but otherwise we do not need testing before camp. Just fill out your pre-arrival screening. You're good to go. Next question, does kinder camp participate in swimming and bowling? Yes. Kinder camp and every grade above them travels off campus for swimming bowling trips. Tiny Tots is the group that does not go swimming and bowling. So if you have a tiny tot and that's again 3 and 4 year olds not yet finished pre-K, no swimming, no bowling. We have 2 trips built in for them, one to Adventureland, which is new this summer. We're doing it because we're closing down the park for us, so we feel very comfortable having the little guys there. And then we're also going to add on a trip to the movies. It hasn't been published yet. We're going to add that to the calendar probably either late this week or early next week. It's towards the end of the summer. We can talk more about that as we get closer. I'm going to continue these sessions during the summer too, to keep everybody up to date on the comings and goings at camp too. So next question, swimmies at camp when you go to the pool? No swimmies, no flotation devices, no life jackets. Everyone at camp is a non-swimmer. That means we've classified everybody, including our staff, as people who cannot swim. That's for safety. That's to provide maximum supervision. That's to identify everyone to our lifeguards at the pool. And then our pool activity leaders that come with camp. When you're a non-swimmer, you're in water less than chest deep. I got to look at my video and see if you can see less than chest deep. You can't. So it's here. Less than chest deep is water up to here, no higher. That's on all campers and staff. And it's very important that you know that's new for this year. If you're a returning family, we're not doing swimming assessment this year. We took it out of the program because of COVID and because the pools have given us limited time at the facilities, limited schedules, because they're still coming out of their guidance. We'll talk a little bit about that before we end today. So no swimmies, you don't need it. Water is less than chest deep. We do not reschedule swimming if it rains. We can't because the pools have very strict schedules with multiple groups coming in. We do have water activities on campus every day. So always bring or wear a bathing suit to camp. And we have that going, as long as the weather is holding out for us. Next question that came in before the session, how does soccer work? So Soccer Shots is the program that you sign up for. It's free for Tiny Tots and Kinder Camp. It's $10 a week for everyone else, grades 1 through 6. It's once a week. You'll miss a regular activity. It depends on your campus. So it could be an art, could be a game room, could be another athletic activity, could be innovation lab, Gaga, something like that. But it's once a week. It's for 30 minutes for Tiny Tots and Kinder Camp. It's for 45 minutes to an hour for older groups. And it's great. It's professional coaches and players who come in and do soccer instruction. It's really a fantastic program. So if you haven't signed up for that, I encourage you to sign up. We will announce who's gotten in as far as enrollment goes and capacities probably by Friday when we close the document. Okay. So same thing with dance. Dance Fitness is free. Dance Fitness is with Kaboom Kids. Really great program. It's high energy, high impact dance and fitness. And really, an overall great positive vibe once a week. That's open to everybody. I don't think there's an enrollment cap on that one. Same thing. You miss one of your regular activities. You never miss a special. You never miss a trip, swimming, bowling, none of that stuff. You miss a regular activity, the stuff you normally see every day. If you're going into an elective, you're choosing to do that over a normal activity. Again, varies by campus. You'll find out once your campus schedule is set, which usually happens this time of the week before camp. And then our program directors will have everything ready for opening day so the kids will know what they'd missed to go to an elective. Another question about registration. This is a good question. So we cannot change registration at this point. You can't switch your days. You can't reduce your days. Our original change date is always May 1st. This year we extended it to June 1st to give everybody a little bit more time. You can only add on at this point. And the reason being is we have all of our bus plans, special event plans, equipment purchase, all this other stuff. Campers who are in shorter than full summer sessions are actually counted in for the full summer because most of our families extend, honestly, once the summer starts. But we can't reduce because we can't take on that additional cost of activities and things that are being canceled. We have final numbers in for trips. There's always some here or there stuff with absences and stuff like that. We can accommodate a few of those, but for now, no changes to registration. You can add on days, add on weeks. We can't reduce, we can't change. If you need help with that, call the office, 516-935-CAMP. CAMP is 2267. Ask for Dorothy, our registrar, or Lisa, our executive assistant. Both of them are handling registration questions and can guide you a little bit further. That was from Jamie. Thank you so much for your questions. I'm going to mark that because I'm going to answer your email as well, just so you have it in case you can't watch the recording here. All right, I think that was it that came in email-wise. So I'm going to take this one out here. Jay, anything I need to answer live?
Right now, I think I might be actually okay and caught up with everyone.
All right, Jay's caught up. It's great. Patricia, it's 516-935-CAMP. That's our local number. We also have a really cool toll-free. I'll put that in here too, because why not?
There were a couple of questions though, Jay, on COVID precautions and masks.
COVID and masks.
So I did not get to that, but if you want to touch
All
on
right.
that would be cool.
Let's do some COVID stuff. We're winding down on the COVID stuff, but we'll talk about that and we'll talk about lunch because we have a lot of questions about lunch. Okay, so as far as COVID goes, when Governor Cuomo announced that restrictions were lifted, we were all very happy. But we also knew as camp professionals that that didn't mean that we were dropping all of our protocols and all the safety provisions that we put in place last year and this year to get ready for camp. It's not safe to change plans only a week and a half to 2 weeks before a program of our size and scope opens. We've prepared our staff, we've trained our staff, we've hired the appropriate number of counselors, we've set up our bus protocols, our trip protocols, we've selected venues based on their protocols. Everyone is prepared to run camp based on the latest guidance that we received. As a camp community, as a camp professional community on Long Island and in New York State, all of the camp directors are pretty much in agreement that we're going to be following the guidance that was last published on June 7th. That was the last iteration of the guidance before the announcement was made. What's great about it is most of our restrictions were lifted in general. The only group that really has some restrictions really in place that are going to impact them more than others is our unvaccinated staff. So just to take you down the line here, vaccinated staff can have their masks off and they can be around camper staff anywhere on campus without a mask. The only time they wear a mask is when campers need to wear a mask to model mask wearing and to make sure that it's appropriate. So those times are arrival, dismissal, and on the school bus. Those are the three main times that campers will just have to put their mask on. And then once they're in their group, take it right off and they can have it off pretty much the rest of the day. As long as we're 6 foot distance from other groups, masks are still off. Outdoors, campers don't need masks at all. We are looking into cross cohorting outdoors to get bigger games going, and we'll let you folks know as soon as we know if that's approved. We are working with Nassau and Suffolk Departments of Health to make sure that we're following their interpretation of the guidance. So even though announcements were made, Nassau County Department of Health is interpreting from the June 7th. Suffolk County a little bit different with some modifications. We're going to the higher standards since we have campuses in both counties. We think that we're still going to have a very free, very open, very inviting summer. And as things progress too, we may also have updated changes to our guidance too. We'll keep everyone informed about that as well. As far as vaccinated or unvaccinated campers, it's for vaccinated campers, they can have their mask off out of cohort as well. That's really 12 to 15. So we're talking 6th graders and up. If you have a vaccination card, there is a place to upload it in Camp and Touch or Campagnon. Same for our staff. That's the only way to be considered vaccinated is we have to have a copy of your vaccination card on file. You'll also get a wristband that said, I got my vaccine with the Camps R Us logo on it, so you can wear it so we know why you don't have. Thanks, Jay.
Got you.
So Jay has his here. I'll show it to everybody. That's the I got my vaccine, and that's the Camps R Us. They're tie-dye, blue, orange, white, our camp colors. Thank you. So every staff member who's vaxxed will have one of those. Every camper will have one of those. So just so everyone knows here too, we're getting some questions about Campagnon. So it's CampagnonApp.com, or you can just go in your phone's device app store and just type in Campagnon. It's the word companion, but it's Campagnon, so with an A at the beginning there. And that is going to provide you with some great resources this summer. Campagnon is going to be where you get your photo streams. Super important that when you download the app, the first thing you want to do is upload photos of your kids with their face, because we have face finder technology. So when we upload any photos in the summer, those will go right into your stream with your children. And then you can also view all the other photos if you want to see group photos or some face finders didn't pick up if they maybe were too far away or whatever. You can view all of those. You'll get micro posts, which are links to other information. It'll be scheduling updates. It'll be kind of like a one-way text feature through the app, and it has push notifications so you can see everything coming through. You can manage all your forms if there's any forms during the summer. So if we add on opt-out forms, which we're going to be adding up for certain trips or swimming and bowling, or if we add on bonus trips, those forms will go through Campagnon. It's all the same information you get in Camp and Touch. So as we bridge from the Camp and Touch platform, which is really your desktop computer type version of this, into Campagnon, which is your mobile version, it's the same information. So you can get all the same info both places. It's the same login information. So it's your same email and password. You just have to, one's for mobile and it's mobile optimized, and one's for your desktop. We'll also have one-way text for emergencies, so it'll go straight to your messages in your text software in your phone. So you'll get that if there's some type of, weather emergency or some type of unique information we need to get to you right away. Most folks will see their texts first, and that goes from there. Let's see, as other questions come in too. So questions about mask wearing, the lunch program, and then mask wearing off campus. So just to reiterate, arrival, dismissal, the bus for masks. Campers in general will not cross cohort, which means they won't mix their groups. So they don't really need masks on campus. Off campus facilities depends on their requirements. So we will work on their regulations and we'll publish that information as soon as we know what we're going to be required to do. In general, they're following what camps are allowed to do. So what we're doing is pretty much what we're going to do off campus. Most of our venues this summer are outdoors. There's only a couple of indoor venues, the bowling alleys, the little gym, and I think Monster Mini Golf was another one if we're doing that. So it's mostly outdoors, so we're going to have limited mask requirements for that. Okay, lunch. We're going to move on to the lunch stuff. So in the parent guide, you have descriptions of the 3 ways, well, actually 4 ways now that you can get lunch at camp. So we're trying to provide options for everyone. The first and tried and true method is brown bag it from home. And we use that term brown bag it, but it's any bag. I don't even have one nearby, but it could be a Ziploc bag, could be a reusable, grocery store bag, anything like that. Could be your open house blue bag that you got from Camp Service if you went to a live open house. So you bring it in from home, we put it in a container, it gets stored in our fridge, it's safe, you can send in anything you like. There is no restriction on what you can send. If you want to send in something to be heated up, that's fine too. All the campuses have a microwave. Just give them specific instructions. So test it out, one night at dinner, make sure you got the right count on your microwave on regular power, and then just give those instructions to staff because they don't want to test your kids' nuggets and stuff. And then if you want something to stay warm, like in the thermos or something like that, you can do that too. It just stays out of the fridge. If you choose to send in a cooler or a big lunch bag or something like that, just know it might not fit in the fridge. And they'll tell you, the staff will let you know, to be honest with you, if we have the room or not. It's not necessary. Even when we go off campus and we're bringing lunch off campus, it stays in the fridge to the moment we get on the bus. And then usually our bus trips are 30 minutes or less. So they eat usually when they get right to their venues. So that's brown bagging your lunch. The next option is through the Brown Baguette Gourmet Catering. That's the new company we're working with. They're the exclusive provider of lunch delivery services for camp this summer. So this is a great company. They're based in Lynbrook. And we got to know them just because some of the schools where we host our camps were using them for lunch services during the school year. And we got to talking and said, wow, this is a great idea. This is like an online deli. You can order really high quality sandwiches, wraps, salads, rice bowls, snacks, all kinds of healthy snacks, but also some tasty stuff too. And so you go on their website, and I'll post up here the site again, so everyone sees it. It's Brown Baguette Gourmet Catering. Let's get this right here. The URL's right there. So Brown Baguette, all the Brown Baguette information is right up there in that document. So when you go there, you'll see how to set up an account, how to add campers to your account. That's a key thing too. Some families were having trouble ordering lunch. You can't order for parents. I'm sorry, not yet. We don't have that ability. That'd be kind of cool though. If you showed up at camp and you had a lunch prepped for you, then you just head off to work. That might be something we have to think of. But for now, you have to add a child to your account. So I logged in, I created my account, then I added my 2 kids, and then it'll let you order, and you can order items for every day of the summer right now. And they really do prefer you to pre-order everything if you know what your kids will eat and what they'd be into if you want to set it up. You need to have it done about a week before they're going to get it delivered. So if we were looking for Monday, they're still taking orders for Monday because we were a little bit slow rolling it out this spring. But in the future, by week 1 of camp, you want to have everything for week 2 ordered by the Tuesday before. So take a look at that. It gives you all the instructions. It gives you photos of what the website looks like so you can kind of follow along. And they have great customer service. You can call them, email them, contact them through their website. And they've been really great to work with. We sampled the food and everyone in the office raved about it. It's great portions. It's really, a great value. We like the idea of doing this. So the food is delivered in the morning to camp in cooler containers. Everything's labeled by group and by name, so everyone gets what they're supposed to get. They don't let you order drinks, so you can either bring a drink from home or you can use camp water, camp juice. We are refilling water bottles this year. Everyone gets their Camp Service water bottle. So that's important to note too. We can refill water bottles at camp. And our juice is all naturally sweetened. It's great stuff. So we have that. That's number 2 with the ordering. So we can brown bag it from home. You can brown bag it through the gourmet caterer. You can then have 2 other options. On bowling days, the campuses will provide in advance, they'll provide you a menu, or you can order lunch from the bowling alley if the kids want to eat something from the bowling alley. So they usually do grill items, hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken sandwiches, nuggets, or chicken fingers, French fries, that kind of stuff. And then they'll ask you to send an exact change. They'll send the kids with the list. They'll have everything ready for them when they get there so they can eat there as well. So you have that option. And then we also have our pizza parties. Depending on the campus, it's either Tuesday or Friday. I'll run down, actually, I'll put the schedule up here for pizza day so you know. And I included this in the brown bag information too. So let's do this here. I hope this crosses over the right way. There we go. So that's right there. I just put up the schedule for pizza days. It will start week 1. And it's pretty great. We're ordering from local pizzeries. If you go to campsrus.org/pizza, which is probably the most fun link that we have on our website. It gives you more information. You can go into Camp in Touch and sign up for it. We will also be sending out a form, hopefully later this week, if you want to limit the portion size. We give up to 2 slices. But if you want to limit that, you can. I know for our kids, we do that too. I just missed something. If there's leftovers at the end of the day, we'll just be giving them out. We'll keep everything in the fridge for the day and give out to anybody who wants to take them home. Who knows, maybe get an extra pie for the ride home. Have it for the weekend, something like that. So we have all that stuff going on. I saw a question about drinks. Did we answer that one, Jay?
I compared it to vitamin water.
Yeah.
There was a question about what it's sweetened with.
It's cane sugar.
I don't know if you have the ingredients.
I do. So it's very simple. We have 5 different flavors. I don't know the exact ones this year, but in general, it's like a tropical punch, kiwi strawberry, a grape, a pink lemonade, and there's one other one.
That's my personal favorite.
Orange, I think, maybe orange. So these are, they're juices, so they're naturally sweetened. So it's cane sugar, it's vitamin C, ascorbic acid, and then there's the only other thing in there is like a natural color to get the color of the drink. So it's sugar based, but it's all naturally derived as cane sugar. It's not, artificial, no artificial sweeteners, nothing like that. And it's also mixed down really well. So when we train our junior counselors to make the drinks, it's not a very high concentration. So that's where you think of like a vitamin water that's got that little pull off of flavor, just so it's not a whole overload of sugar. So we have that, we have ice water, and they're available all day. It's unlimited drinks. We just keep making them until the kids finish them, and then we make some more. And you can have cups or water bottles. Yes, you can always, Meredith, hi. We can definitely always do, you can always do water. And the kids have a choice. And if you want to tell your counselor, hey, just let my child have water. I'm one of those parents too. We kind of limit the juice a little bit. That's fine. And that's totally okay. Danny, you label your lunch bags, camper name and grade is fine for day one. We're not mailing any welcome stuff. So if you're expecting something in the mail, we've done away with mailers for a number of reasons. One, they tend to get to you a little late. Two, the postage cost to keep costs down and things like that, honestly, and save on a lot of paper. So you're going to get a welcome email. It's going to have general information about group names. We posted up the group names a little bit earlier. I'll put them back again in the reply for you here so you can see there. So that's your group based on your grade. All right. But you just label it with, a Sharpie or something like that. Sometimes draw a little picture, whatever. And if you're ordering, they're going to be labeled for you. So camper name, grade is fine. And you'll be good to go. The group names are the same no matter what campus you're at, no matter, they're all based on that. That's a great question. A Bento Go. We have those at home too. If you send it in the Bento Go, if it comes in by itself and it's labeled itself, I'll say that's okay. So for those of you who don't know, it's a very cool device. It's a reusable, washable bento box, like you would get at a restaurant. And they're fairly small and they're flat. They're, I can't even describe what the size is, but they're like the size of an iPad, a little bit thicker. So yes, Min, you can use that. I'm good with that. If you send in a thermos or something like that, we're not going to put in the fridge. So just, tell the staff, that kind of thing. Yep, I saw that from Paula too. Okay, great, they're finishing. Okay. Any other questions in there that we're going to answer live? Allison, the info to order for lunch. So that's in the parent guide. The parent guide is not on the website. So I didn't share it up on the website yet, believe it or not, because most families don't go to the website, believe it or not. We are redesigning our website. I'm going to put the document here again. That is the parent guide. It's in there. And then I'm also going to grab, if I can go back, we're going to grab the brown Baguette info, which is very specific. We got that too. So I gave you the full parent guide and then the brown Baguette information. So we are publishing all this stuff to the website. The website's going through a redevelopment, so it's not updated as fast as email. We've emailed this all out. We've put it up on our Facebook Parent Association, our main Facebook page, all that kind of stuff. Just answering some questions. So most campuses have a cafeteria, or you can eat outside on the picnic tables. It depends on the group, depends on the day. Most of them are going to be in a cafeteria type setting. Indoors. Min, the link for Campagnon, it's campanionapp.com, and then it's the same login as Camp in Touch. Whatever you did, to confirm your child is registered. We got to look at that, Jay. If we can pop up her name in CampMinder, so we'll do that. Min, you might want to send us an email, but if you didn't get a confirmation email from us, it might just be your email address that might be off. So don't worry about that. We'll take care of that for you. Allison, I know you're old school. It's all good. We are our new website's gonna be amazing, and a lot easier to navigate. Have a ton more information. It's just coming along a little slower than we thought, because we're doing so great stuff. Yes, Dana. Of course, we wash our hands all the time, pretty much between every period. Of course, when we use the restroom, before and after lunch. Very good about hand washing, sanitizing. Every campus has sanitizing stations, still hand washing stations, all that kind of stuff. Just going back through some questions. Eileen, for sports track, yeah, you can bring your own baseball glove. They'll give you some information after day one about the stuff you want to bring in. I know the kids last year who kind of started the program unofficially before it became an actual program were bringing in their own equipment. It's totally fine. We are also going to provide all the equipment they need, but if they want personal equipment, that's great. Yes, if there are any specific questions about your enrollment or things like that, always good to email us, info@campsforus.org. Tasha, C2s. So C2s are assigned with younger age groups because it's a learning experience. So C2s stands for Camper to Counselor Program. It's a 1-year fully assisted staff training. So we're fast tracking 9th graders into a junior counselor role the following year, following 10th grade. It depends how many kids that they'll be assigned to. I mean, the groups vary in size pretty much from age group to age group and campus to campus. But C2s do not supervise any campers on their own. C2s are campers themselves. The only thing C2s can do that other campers cannot is go to the restroom on their own. And that's only when we're all indoors. If we're outdoors and they have to go between the indoors and outdoors, they have to be escorted to the restroom because they're campers. Kinder camp kids go nowhere by themselves. No campers go anywhere by themselves. So let's go through this quick. That's so funny. One of our new camp phones is ringing and I haven't even set it up yet. It's our good friend Scam Likely if you get any of those calls. So when we talk about active supervision, campers are always within our field of vision. We can always see them, we can always hear them, and they can always hear us. The only exception is the restroom, and then we go right to the door so we can listen and talk if there's any issue. And then if anybody needs help with a sensitive area or something like that, appropriate staff, senior staff will help. Of course, women will help the girls, men will help the boys, and there'll always be a minimum of 2 staff members with campers at all times. We never have campers and staff alone together. So Samantha, with the grouping, we posted it, it's up in the comments. You're gonna get an email. I'll try to get it out tonight for everybody. We have another staff training tonight. And if I've been slow on email or getting back to your messages, we've been doing training, Jay and I especially, but a lot of our staff for the past week and a half, almost every night. So we're really getting everybody trained up, but we're going to try and answer everything as quick as we can. Just going through seeing stuff here. Yeah, staff can help with sunscreen. Always apply a base coat of sunscreen in the morning. This is a great practice before you leave the house. And I'll just take everyone through who hasn't seen, or heard what I do at home with the girls, or really what my wife does before we all leave. Get dressed for camp, hair's done, all that kind of stuff. Base coat of sunscreen. They put their bathing suits on under their clothes. So while they have the swimsuits on, we do sunscreen, full base coat at home before they go outside. So sunscreen's most effective on cool, dry skin. All right. We don't reapply in the heat. We don't reapply when you're sweaty. Doesn't work as well. When we get to camp, we reapply fairly often. Most campuses have a sunscreen station as you walk out of the building. So it's under a tent. Our sunscreen is a spray gel. We use a company called Rocky Mountain Sunscreen. They're the industry standard for camps because of the great sunscreen they provide. So a spray gel, meaning you don't have to rub it in. It's not an aerosol, so you're not breathing chemicals in either. It's got an alcohol component to it, so it's hydrophobic, meaning it's water repellent. And you'll see the water, if you see the kids in the pool with our sunscreen on, it beads up on their skin like you just got a fresh coat of wax on your car. So it's great. And it depends on how many times we're going outside, but pretty much every time we go back outside every day, we pretty much reapply sunscreen. Older kids tend to do it themselves. Younger kids get some help. And all that kind of stuff. Just running through some other questions here. Thank you, Meredith. Very nice. It was nice to meet you and Jace yesterday. Thanks for coming on a quick little nickel tour of our Farmingdale campus. Question about camp shirts. Yeah, so camp shirts are only required when you go off campus. So here's what you're going to get during your first week of camp. Your camp t-shirt, backpack, water bottle. All right. You're going to get all those during the first week, not the first day necessarily. Some campuses, you might have a campus that hands them out day one. It's very rare for that to happen. If it does, congratulations, they're on top of it. But usually day 2, day 3, certainly before we ever travel off campus. So camp t-shirt, backpack, water bottle. If you have an old camp t-shirt, that works too. You only need to wear it on days you go off campus. We need to identify our campers in their t-shirt, which is like a uniform, when we go off site. When the kids go off site, they can also, well, on or off site, you can bring your backpack. You don't have to use a Camps R Us backpack, but it's nice to use that one and let that one get beat up over the summer. It takes a licking though. We've used them all summer and they're pretty great. And your camp water bottle too, just make sure you label everything. Make sure you have your child's name on there and their grade. It's important. Most stuff that makes it to the lost and found honestly stays lost. And we don't have an in-person lost and found for parents this year still. So just try to label everything. We'll do our best to get everything back to you. As far as camp shirts over the swimsuits on swimming days, yeah, I know for our girls, we wear swimsuits to camp every day. Most of the campuses run their water activities in the morning, either first, second, or third period, depending on the age group. And then we change into dry clothes. So send in a change of dry clothes, send in a wet bag. So either, a plastic shopping bag if you can still find them, or a Ziploc bag, or they actually, someone posted it once on Amazon, they make a wet clothing bag that you can wash in the wash. It's pretty cool. Just so your backpack doesn't get soggy. Also make sure we're in sneakers, so sneakers and socks at all times. If you have dedicated water shoes, those are good for water play at camp, or an old pair of sneakers works too. Cannot wear sandals or flip-flops or Heelys or any type of other footwear, Crocs, things like that. We don't have that at camp. So it's got to be full foot protection, just as a reminder. This is good. I don't know if we answered this one. So should kinder campers wear their swimsuits? Can they change into them? Either way, I say for kinder campers, though, better to wear it to camp if they're comfortable enough. For the guys, it's real easy. It's a pair of shorts. For the girls, I know it can be a little uncomfortable. Use your judgment. No worries. This is a great question from Dorina. We're going to do the CPR course with the C2s. Yeah, I think we're going to offer that this year. We added 3 additional instructors too. So yeah, we're going to offer the CPR course. We'll probably do a hands-only CPR, considering current events. But that'll be great. We'll definitely want to plan that. So we'll put a little note in the back of our minds to plan that out for the end of the summer for C2s to get them some CPR trainings. The placards, great question. How big are they? I will show you. Hang on a sec. Let's see if this is the right color. Yep. So, literally looking here in my office. All right, let me see if I can get this. So placards, they're going to be printed tomorrow, actually, and delivered out to all the campuses. So if you've registered by tomorrow, you'll have one of these. They're a cosmic orange color. This is a blank one. It's just going to have a Camps R Us logo, the name of your campus, and it's going to have your kids' names and grades. That's it. This is not an identification form. This is not instead of ID. The placard is so that staff can identify your vehicle in advance of you getting to the front of the dismissal line. It's to speed things up. Last year we did valet arrival dismissal, but we did it with about, I don't know, a quarter of our normal enrollment, maybe a third of our normal enrollment. So a lot fewer cars on campus. If you go to a campus that has a lot of cars arriving, it's going to take a little bit more time for dismissal. So these placards will help to get the kids prepped. You'll still have to show photo ID. Most campuses learn who you are within the first week of camp, and they really get to know you, and you're going to find that it's going to feel like family. But we have to do all of this and take these precautions initially because we don't know everybody, especially new families coming on. If you're a returning family, you're going to find it's going to be a quick pickup from last year or the year before if you weren't with us for 2020. But that's what the placards are for. So everyone's going to get 3. We started with 1. Someone asked for 2, then someone asked for 3. I said, you know what? Let's give every family 3. So you have for 2 vehicles and then at home, or if you have a grandparent or a cousin or something picking up. The placard is not required. If you show up without it, they're not going to yell at you. They're just going to wait till you arrive up front, and then you can even open the window and yell your child's name out the window. We do that at school sometimes. It's where we got the idea from one of our colleagues where our daughter goes to school, and it was a great innovation, helped really speed up dismissal. Just looking through some other stuff. Movie trip is not on the calendar yet, Lauren. It's coming. I don't know exactly the date. I know it's Jungle Cruise is the movie, so it's great. It's The Rock and who's the female lead? I forget. She's very famous. So she played Mary Poppins. Emily Blunt. It's based on that ride at Disney World, Jungle Cruise. I have a friend that's his favorite ride, so I'm very excited to see it too. So that's that. The shades Plush is hiding behind me. Yeah, Allison, those are a hot commodity. Jay, can you toss me one of those guys? I actually have I'll show you one of the real ones, but this is my version that I have in my office with He's still got his mask on, just to be safe. And he's my Hawaiian version of shades. He has his, it's from our luau day last year, or the year before. So these shades dolls. So quick funny story. This is shades. He's in his packaging here. We gave these out for our 25th anniversary. Which the 25th anniversary camp season was 2017. And so we ordered all these up. They were actually going to be part of our teddy bear stuffing program, Berry Best Buddies, where we were going to stuff a shades through that program. And if you haven't heard, this year it's a lion we're stuffing. Haven't named him yet, but we'll do something fun. We do a different animal every year, but this was our 25th anniversary one. So we're like, oh, let's get a shades to stuff. But the company kind of misunderstood and stuffed it for us. And sent them over here with already completed plush. So we've had these great dolls. We give them out as prizes here and there. We gave these all out as a gift during our 25th anniversary a few summers ago. They are not for sale currently. They are used for different prizes. They're used for promotions. There might be a way we can put that into the camp program this year and see if we can get some shades dolls included in prizes. Maybe we could do it for I Got Caught, or maybe Camper of the Week, stuff like that. We'll think of some fun ideas if we can. We have a bunch. I had to actually empty a box in my office. I needed a box for a gift idea for my kids. We surprised them with some graduation gift, and I needed a big box. So the big box of shades dolls was emptied out into another box in my office. That's why they're sitting in the corner there, looking kind of sad, but they're pretty awesome. So Allison, it doesn't really answer your question. I don't know how, but we'll provide opportunities. How about that? We'll try to figure this out. And thank you all for loving Shades, and we love him. He's our mascot. He just got he went for some spa treatment this spring and got all dolled up for this summer, so he's ready to go. You'll see him on campus during the shindig, and he visits the kids. He's going to be doing photos with the kids in front of a big Camps R Us photo wall this year, which is pretty great. So yeah, just going on about shades there. Okay, good question. Patricia asked, can you come along on a trip but in our car? Unfortunately, this summer you cannot visit on trip days. These venues are very specific about numbers. They're very specific about ratios. They're very specific about schedules. Normally you can visit on a trip day, and it's usually fantastic. This year you can't. We don't allow parent chaperones though. That's ever, specifically because our staff are background checked and our parents are not. And that's the simplest way to put it, that we can't go through that process to have you chaperone. There's no visiting this year off campus, so unfortunately you can't do that, but you will be able to visit. We're figuring it out for talent show, and we're trying to figure it out so that we can promote it and announce it early enough in the season. Lauren's asking about child's group info. So we posted earlier in the comments the names of the groups. We're going to send out the welcome email. It'll have links to the parent guide. It'll have links to all the stuff you need to figure out for lunch, whether it's brown baguette or pizza. It'll have all the stuff in the parent guide, like I mentioned at the top of the stream today, is all in there. All the welcome info we normally provide is just in the parent guide already. It's been published for a couple of weeks now. Camps R Us, Baldwin, Emily Blunt. Thank you very much. Is that Wilkins there going on that one? I appreciate that. So all the information is in the parent guide. We're going to send out another email so you have some links. We're going to start doing some posts and micro posts in Campagnon. We're going to send out the official release information so you can actually click a link and get the download. And then, we'll start sending out stuff through Campagnon, which is pretty great. I think is it Naveen? I hope I pronounced it right. Yes, you're going to get the placards the first day of camp. So these orange pieces of paper are all going to go through our printer probably tomorrow. I got to do it when other folks in the office aren't printing because we're doing a few thousand of these. And so you'll get your placards the first day. It's going to be 3 per family with all the campers' names on there and their grades. And so you get those the first day. You'll get them at arrival. If you don't grab it at arrival for some reason, they'll do it the first afternoon during dismissal. Okay, pizza starts the first week, Lauren. Yes, we're going to start on the first Tuesday. I'm very excited. You're going to see me visiting camps a lot on Tuesdays and Fridays, to be honest with you. So I love that. Thank you, everyone, for saying you love shades. We love them too. Min, right now, parents, just for the talent show, That's a big one that a lot of parents come to. We don't usually get a lot of visitors during the summer. It's kind of rare, actually. Um, just because we're really active, we're traveling a lot. And honestly, most of our parents are doing their own thing during the day, which is part of your camp experience too, part of your summer. So part of the reason camp service exists is to give parents the opportunity to figure out their work schedule, or if they're off, to have a day off without the kids, which is okay. It's okay to be away from the kids, and let us take care of that for you. So really, the talent show, that's the last week of camp for most campuses. We're going to figure that out, whether we do it indoors, but we just have to figure out the vaccinated and unvaccinated situation and see what our policies are going to be with that. So that's going to be that stuff. Someone asked earlier too, um, if you can walk your child in the first day. You can't walk into the building, but you can park and walk to the welcome area. I don't recommend it. It's going to take a long time for you to get all that sorted and settled. And usually a quick drop and go is the best way, especially if you have a young camper or someone who's a little hesitant or someone who can be a little homesick. You want to rip that Band-Aid off. And that's from personal experience, but also professionally. I can tell you, kids are going to get over it quickly once they get with their groups and their counselors. You're talking about some of the most inviting, warm, and welcoming people you've ever met in your life. And so the kids are going to feel that love and feel that energy, and they're going to feel great. And they're going to, I hate to say it, they're going to forget that you just left in a few minutes. They may cry a little bit. It may be, a little bit of an issue for a little while, but I promise, and I had one who's a crier, and now she's like, leave me alone, I'm good. And it was a week of camp. Macy, was a little upset, in the morning, but got over it. And now she's just, the social butterfly at camp. So I promise you. But if you want to walk in the first day, we understand kind of doing something at the table. That's great. Every campus is a little bit different. So where you can park, some campuses only have street parking, some have a parking lot, but it might not be open during arrival and dismissal. If you have any questions about that, email your campus director. Their email addresses are on the parent guide. I will be emailing that to everybody again, like I said, with the welcome information. I will be posting it to the website. We will have links to all the pertinent information, and I'm trying to create a page where you can just go and kind of have a dashboard for this stuff. But at the very least, it'll be in Campagnon and Camp in Touch as well. So I'll try to do that too. Talent show last week at camp, that question came up. You don't have to link your Camps R Us account, your Camp in Touch to Campagnon. It's automatic. It's just your email and password. If you forgot your email and password, you can go onto your Camp in Touch account and reset your password. If you forgot what email address you use, just email info@campsrus.org. We'll get it for you. Christine, great question. With the talent shows, can we air them live? We are certainly going to try. So every campus this year, I'll show everybody, every campus, this is the Farmingdale campus, and we haven't set them up yet. They still have this screen going on. Where is it? There it is. I don't know if you can see that. Every campus has a cell phone this summer. So you'll be able to call and text your campus. I don't recommend texting unless it's a true emergency, because I don't think the directors can keep up with that all day. But you'll have that. And so they also have the ability with a camera to stream events at camp. They can also record things and post them. We will try to go live. We've been using Facebook a lot. I've heard from some parents that are not on Facebook. So we'll try to do it if we can do it through our YouTube channel, or maybe just record it and post it. Maybe on Zoom we could do it. We'll figure it out. But if you can't make it to the talent show, we'll try to record it. Schedule for the stuff in the Lions is not published yet, but once we have it, we will publish it so you can figure that out. If you're not enrolled on a day when that's happening, we'll still save it for your child. So that's a cool feature of our Very Best Buddies program. If someone's absent, we'll just hold the animal, the lion. It's a skin. We call it a skin. It's kind of weird. And the stuffing. And instead of just using the machine, they can hand stuff it, still get their birth certificate, still get their camp t-shirt for it. It's a cool keepsake for this summer. So don't worry if you miss it. We'll still be sure to get everybody one. Paula asked about the pizza on Tuesdays in Belmore. Yeah, so we don't automatically charge your card, but we're going to bill your account. So what happens is in Camp in Touch, you'll see each week a $5 pizza charge. It's based on attendance. So if you're not on campus that day, you won't be charged. If you're absent, just let us know. We won't charge you for those. And so yeah, it'll get billed. And then when you get your billing, we just sent out the invoices for June. So if you're on monthly installments, you'll get those probably today or tomorrow. And then these will get billed out for the July and August billings. If you're on Camp Savings Plan or you did a pay in full, you'll probably get it at the end of August. Everything's due August 31st. All right, so that's important to know. Just make sure you keep an eye on those things. Min, I agree. It's a ton of fun, and it's a ton of fun working at camp too, because we get to do all this fun stuff too. Naveen, I hope it's not Navin. Is it Naveen or Navin? I don't know. But I want to get people's names right. Yeah, so I think OJ put it up. Camp in Touch. Yep. Hey, Michelle. So you don't need to send him on the Monday. You know, we welcome campers every day of the summer. It can be a first day, and it's totally fine. He will be welcome with open arms on Tuesday. It's totally fine. You'll have a ton of kids coming on Tuesday instead of Monday. No worries. Let's see. If anybody wants to add on weeks, this is a great one too. You can always add on, just contact the office, ask for Lisa or Dorothy, they'll take care of you. You can always add on because we honestly block out the whole summer for everyone. You answered that one for Patricia, that's good. So Campagnon app is not for desktop, it's just for mobile. If you have an iPad, it works on there too. If you can't get the Campagnon app, on the mobile app, if it's giving you trouble with forms, just use your Camp in Touch account, but you can also email us and we'll try to walk you through it. If you have other questions, my goodness, we're almost at an hour. Okay, so I'm sure there's other questions. I'm sure there are folks who need answers to some of these things. Email us, send us a Facebook message. You can comment when I post this video or call the office. We're all here. There's a lot of folks answering the phone. Please be patient with us on email. It's taken us probably 24 to 36 hours on email right now. So if it's urgent, call. It's the best way to get us right now through the end of the day Friday. And then we'll try to answer emails over the weekend through setup at camps, but we're doing all our campus orientations and setups Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the most part. So if it's something that has to do with, you know, the first day of camp or something you're worried about this and that, don't stress out, okay? And tell your friends who've already left the live stream right now or anybody you're talking, don't stress out about what about this, what about that. You can always ask on campus. You have a campus director there who's very knowledgeable, a program director who takes care of all the activities in the campers, and all your group leaders too have a ton of information that can help you. Nothing's going to prevent your child from having a fantastic summer. We'll figure out the logistics of it. We'll figure out the ins and outs, all the business side of camp and all that stuff. Don't worry about that. So look out for your email tonight or tomorrow with some additional welcome info. Look out for postings about the Campagnon app. We're going to be sending that out real soon. And then we'll also make sure that if there's other questions that come in or other information we need to provide, we'll send that out as well. So for now, I think we're going to call it a day. Unless Jay, you have any questions I need to jump on here.
I'm just responding to the last question that came in about nerves on trips. So give me like 10 seconds to
Sure.
finish the sentence.
I can also just say while he's typing that, you can opt out of field trips. So we're going to have those opt-out forms available coming up probably early next week once camp opens. You can fill those out. You can also opt out on campus, tell your group leader, and that's fine too. And then you can also opt out of swimming and bowling this year. So that's pretty good too. So Lauren, if you didn't make the in-person open house, the in-person ones were not recorded. There are recordings of the virtual ones though. You're not missing much. The open houses are great because you get to meet the staff and get to walk around and actually see and feel and smell the campus. It's great. And I do mean that. Schools have that kind of school smell to them, and I love it. So Belmore open house was last weekend. So it was on, I think it was the 19th, Jay, or the 18th.
Yes, 19th
the 19th, yeah, Saturday. So we had it last weekend. If you missed it, I'm sorry. They're not doing another one. Because they do have a full setup schedule and we are welcoming a lot of campers on Monday. So if you missed anything, you need any additional information about your campus, feel free to email us or call in. I'm happy to pick up the phone and talk to you about your campus. I know them all pretty well, especially that one is one of the ones I was a director at for a few summers. Naveen camp opens June 28th. So that's this coming Monday, 5 days from now. If you're starting week 2, it's July 6th. We'll close Monday, July 5th for the 4th of July weekend. We take that extra day. Paula, great question about health protocols. We're checking everyone's temperature in the car, okay? we're likely to leave temperature checks as part of our camp routine in the future because it not only prevented COVID at camp last year, prevented every other type of communicable illness. We didn't have any other illnesses at camp last summer aside from a cold. So checking temperature, fever is usually the first sign of an infection. We're going to keep that in place for now and then reevaluate this year. There's a daily health check in Camp in Touch or Campagnon. Okay, so every morning you just do your daily health check that just asks you about temperature, symptoms, and who you've been in contact with. You're going to do that in the morning. That's kind of like your ticket into camp every day. And I will include that in the welcome email that comes out later today or tomorrow, depending. For those of you who know me, sometimes I send out emails at crazy hours. I'm trying to avoid that so you don't wake up at 2 in the morning with a notification on your phone. You're like, oh my goodness, a camp email. I'll usually set them to go out in the morning. If I promise something on a day and I don't deliver, I apologize. There's a lot of things going on. We are doing our best, and I'm going to tell you, camp this summer is shaping up to be, situationally or not, or circumstantially or not, it's going to be amazing. So thanks for everyone's patience and support and really helping us to create this opportunity for your kids and for you too. The camp experience is really for parents too. And I always say that. I know I have complete peace of mind with my kids at camp. And that happened from the moment they stepped on foot at their campus in St. James. We love it there, love the staff there. But we love the staff everywhere. And it's pretty amazing. For those of you who've been with us before, you know that already. And for those of you joining us, I can tell you firsthand, it's pretty amazing to see the time our kids spend at camp and what kind of impact it has on their lives. So it's pretty great. I'm gonna leave you on that positive note, everyone. So I'm gonna sign off here a little over an hour. Thanks everyone for joining us, and see you soon.